Hey guys, welcome back. It's actually sunny in South Wales today and I can't believe it, and that must be because I have some really good news to share with you all. This news has been kept under wraps for the last couple of months, and a lot of you have asked me what I'm doing this year in terms of bike brand sponsor. The brand that I partnered with has set up a really good multi-discipline, multi-gender collective, hint there, which allows us to basically do what we want, create good content, schedule our own races, and basically have the help with them to make this achievable. It includes some of the athletes who I actually look up to, who create content and race as well, and I've looked for them for inspiration throughout my triathlon career for the last 2 years, so to be joining them is such an experience. So without further ado, I have joined Ribble Collective. So what is the Ribble Collective, you're probably asking? Well, it's not a team. We're not a team that has to do races. We're not a team who are scheduled by what Ribble actually want us to do. We've actually got the freedom to create and go and do whatever we want with this. And that's the beauty of having a collective and not a team. And they're also down at Battle on the Beach on the weekend as well, so you may have seen them around. This is the colour scheme for this year, and it's my first ever TT bike. It's pretty impressive, and it actually comes out a little bit different on camera from what I found. The colour is a little bit more towards a British green more than a teal blue, which is really interesting, but we'll go on to the bike in a second. What does this mean for me? For me, it's such a great thing because, like I said, I've only been doing triathlon for 2 years, so to have this opportunity early on is a little bit daunting, but makes me feel proud for what I've done so far. And hopefully it'll help me further in inspiring others to, 1, take up cycling, 2, take up triathlon, and just have a healthy lifestyle in general. And I think that's really important. So in terms of my calendar for this year, my first race is in 4 weeks time in Ironman Mallorca, and I'll be on the TT bike. And then we're coming back to the UK. I got a couple of races in May, and a few smaller ones as well, sprints and Olympic distances. I have a bit of time in the middle of the year that I need to fill my calendar up with maybe a long distance race or like a middle distance race. And then in September I'll be going to the European Championships in Vichy, France, to race the Olympic and the sprint distance back to back, which is going to be really interesting. I won't be doing it on this bike. I've got another Ribble bike which I'll show you in another video. So my calendar this year is obviously a little bit mixed, starting with the middle distance first, then ending with those shorter sprint and Olympic distances at the end of the year. So yeah, I just want to say a big thank you to the guys at Ribble for giving me this opportunity. Do I deserve it? I don't know. Like, it's one of those things where I think, you know, I just create content for the fun, and I try to race as hard as I can because I'm motivated to do so. But to have this opportunity is something which I didn't even think was possible. So thank you, and let's get into having a look at this bike, shall we? So the bike behind me then is the Ribble Ultra Tri with the upgraded aero wheels on it. And with that as well, it has the Ribble Collective paint scheme, which is only available to us and the people who are on the collective. I have it on the TT bike because it's my predominant bike for this year. Some of the guys have it on their gravel bikes and on their road bikes, depending on the races they're doing this year, but I have it on the TT bike. There's only a handful of these in production in this colour, so that makes it super unique. So if you see me at a race and you see me with this bike, come over and say hello. I can take you through it, I can talk you through it. You can have a little ride if you want. I really don't mind. Be a little bit more approachable and to be seen at races. So let's start at the front then. So we have the level tri-spoke wheel, super unique. Don't see many tri-spoke wheels out there. Tried it for the first time of the day, and yeah, it goes really well. I was quite surprised. Even in the wind, wasn't that bad at all. Coming up to the top, we've obviously got the tri-bars, disc as well. Actually, we've got disc brakes on here, not rim brake. I'm a big believer in disc brake through and through, so I'm happy to have it on my TT bike. Coming up to the top, we put a slight tilt on this as well. I had a bike fit, which will be a separate video coming out, but we've tilted it up a little bit. which will help with my Oka because there's quite a substantial climb in it. But what this does is tilt all my front end upwards so that I'm a little bit more aero for keeping speed. But what we have here then is zip poles. It did come with different poles, but they were flat with a little rise on the top. And yeah, I've broken my wrist a load of times and I just can't hold that position. So we got the zip poles on with the Aero Coach armrests. Again, keep me nice and tight, allow me to push into the armrest, which allows me then to sort of focus on what I'm doing and not worry about my arms coming out of the armrests. And then what we have in the middle of the armrest is a water bottle cage. Luckily with the base bar that goes through, you can actually put a water bottle cage into it. So yeah, quite lucky with that. Some storage on the front, that will come handy on the climbs, just so that I can get things easy while climbing, keep my nutrition topped up, and allow me to, like I said, store some gels or some salt tabs and things like that, which are easily reachable. Coming to the middle of the bike, I have Shimano Ultegra Di2 on this thing. Blips on the bars, which is really nice. I've never had any of this before, so it's getting some used to. I'm normally used to having a modified road bike for triathlon, so everything is down by the drops, and now I have the opportunity to stay in the TT bars and stay as aero as possible. So I've been getting used to those blips and sort of changing gears and things like that. So yeah, Di2 runs super smooth. It's the new version as well, so there's no junction box underneath the stem. It's all connected to the battery, which is in the seat post. This also comes with a storage box on the back, and in here at the moment I have tyre lever, tube, pump and a Allen key set. But obviously for race day, being tubeless, I'll be switching that out for CO2 canisters and things like that, so a little bit more weight saving, and if I do have a problem, it should be a lot easier on race day. Come to the top, so we just got the standard Ribble seat post, and then it's got a Cell Italia saddle, which is TT spec. And then coming to the water bottle on the back, which some of you may be thinking about, this is a profile design water bottle cage, which I purchased after the bikes came. But it's quite neat because you take the bolts out of the seat and then you feed this through, and then this feeds onto the bolts, which then tightens the seat onto this so that it doesn't move around at all. But yeah, it's quite a unique thing. Just check if you are going to buy one that it fits into the seat post that you're trying to purchase it for. So coming to the back of the bike quickly then, just to finish off, we've got Continental GP 5000 tubeless ready tyres on this thing. This is tubeless ready. I've got PT sealant in it with PT valves. Haven't had a problem with that. Set up super easy as well, didn't have any issues. And then the wheel itself is a level disc wheel as well on the back. I've only had the easy disc sort of plastic covers. I've never had an aero wheel, just because of cost. I just haven't been able to afford one, but now riding one, I've certainly felt the difference. So yeah, if you are looking to purchase one, maybe put this on your list, because it is a significant upgrade for aero capabilities. That's a quick overview of the bike. I don't want to take your time too much, because obviously I've got a bike fit video coming out after this one, so we can get a little bit more in depth with some of the sort of geometry and capabilities of this bike. But for now, I'm gonna go for a swim and a run, and we're gonna go out on this thing tomorrow for one of its first rides after its bike fit. I'm quite excited. The weather looks 50-50 tomorrow, but we're gonna keep it as it is. I spent way too much time on Zwift over the last couple of weeks because the weather's been so bad in South Wales. So fingers crossed we'll get out tomorrow, but yeah, see you in the morning. Okay, so it's Saturday morning, just to go on our first bike ride after the bike fit. I would say this is my first proper ride on the TT bike. The weather's been extremely awful the last 2 or 3 weeks, so it's been on the turbo for most of that. So looking forward to getting out. As you saw on the Strava map, we've got a hilly first 10 to 12 miles, and then after that it's short but a couple of punchy climbs. So dog's munching on his bone, so it's a good time to go to leave him be, and let's get out on the road.
Okay, 20 minutes into the ride and the weather's gone to pot. It's still quite warm though, so not too bad. About halfway up the hill, so I think we're gonna go up the blacks. It's gonna be too dangerous with all the mist and the rain and the risk versus rewards and all there, so yeah, gonna carry on. Oh well, this weather's rolling pretty quickly. I didn't go up the black mountain just because it was quite gusty, but mostly because you couldn't see. So like, I know the road, but somebody in the car maybe doesn't. Let's come down to Ammanford and then we're going to stop in at Bryce Bikes for coffee, which is my new local bike shop. Back at the TT bars and get back on it now. Okay, that's the ride done then. I was going to do about 3 hours. Turned out I did about 2 hours 15 because I missed the climb up to the Black Mountains. It's not a big deal, you know. I would have liked to have done that for bird training, but the risk was too high with the wind and the fog. So, like I said, I know the road. There may be someone who doesn't. The mist may be low, and I just come out of nowhere. So, decided just to miss that. Stopped in Bryce Bikes, which was really nice, and they're really good guys. So. I wish them all the best with their rebrand and some of their new stores they're opening up as well. And yeah, still raining, still pretty grim. Didn't do much content on the way back just because I was on a single dual carriageway for nearly 80-90% of that. So I was going about 28-29 miles per hour all the way back. So a little bit sketchy otherwise. So yeah, bike performed really well. The bike fit was certainly better than what I rode it before. I did about 40-50 miles before my bike fit. Today I've done 42 and it just felt way more comfortable. I wasn't as stretched, I wasn't as leant over with my back, so I had no back pain, which is really good. I felt really comfortable on the armrests, even on the climbs as well. So yeah, really good, and I'm glad I did get out and not on Zwift, because having that real life sort of experience is really important when it comes to racing. I've kept the wheels on, the level wheels. I would normally take them off, but because we got about 3 or 4 weeks before Mallorca, I want to get used to them because I do want to race on them. You know, the disc wheel on the back, you sit on a disc wheel, so there's not much movement, but just wanted to check with the front. But because the way we've tilted the armrests, I've got really good pressure on sort of the front of the bike, so there's not a lot of movement there as well. Other than that, yeah, really good. Bike's all clean. And again, have a shower. And we're going to do some open water swimming and a run tomorrow. So yeah, it'll be a pretty good week of training. I just want to say thanks to Ribble again for allowing me to come on board with the Ribble Collective. Such an honour and such a great experience to be part of already. That, you know, having bikes like this and showcasing what I can do at a full potential with support around me is really great, but also allow me to create content like this and just do what I love, and that's sort of inspiring others to get on bikes and try triathlon. So yeah, hope you liked that video. Like and subscribe. Hopefully if you like the sun will come out, I don't know, but there we are. But I'll see you in the next video.